happening, y'all? You're back with the Real PG for another Prizepicks NFL video for today, Monday, November the 14th. Please smash that like button. If you have not yet gotten it, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button and make sure to hit the bell for the most up-to-date information on lines and player props. If you look into the description section, you will see two links. One is to the free Discord and one is to the VIP paid Patreon. If you go into the free Discord, you can check it out yourself on your time. There's a main section of prize picks, a big wins area in regards to everybody, and then a testimonial section in regards to the Patreon itself, so you can get a little bit of an idea. There's a lot of transparency on there as far as winning, stuff like that. So again, check that out, see if it's something for you. That being said, guys, let's get down to these plays. Today's game is relatively ugly and there is not a lot of value with that being said. So I'm going to give you 3 plays. I don't even think it's necessary to go that deep today because of the lack of value. But since you're going to need one from each side of that. So the first play we're going to be looking at is a first half play. We're going to be looking at Jalen Hurts and his pass yards at 125.5. If we look on Pinnacle at the full game line for Hurts, you'll see he's at a minus 128 to the over, 244.5, 103 to the under. So if we're looking at that, it's about 123 yards at half. So pretty close to the line they're projecting. If we look at the last 5, he's hit that 125.5 number in 4 of the last 5. So along with the Vegas line, I think that's a pretty solid look. That being said, we're going to have to pick up some yards somewhere. So let's take a look at one of his receivers. So you have a couple options, whether you want to look at Brown, Goddard, Smith. All of them are pretty ugly, but I think the best option for success today is going to be one of his high-volume targets. So it's going to come down to Brown or Goddard, and I like the line they have Goddard at. So if we go back to the full game and we look at Goddard and his 47.5 receiving yards, he's hit this in 4 of the last 5. If we look on Pinnacle at Dallas Goddard, his line for yards at 47.5 is minus 128 to the over, minus 103 to the under. If we're looking at his receptions line, it's at plus 109. So the yardage is definitely the play over receptions. Even though he does see relatively good volume, the yardage, according to Vegas at this moment, is the play. I agree, just because he does see some deep targets and is able to get those yards after completion. So, yeah, you look into his last 5 games, he's got 2 games of 95 plus yards, so that's doubling his projection. So I think that's a pretty solid look, and that you need somebody else for the other side, otherwise the entry won't submit. There's not much value over there. Your real options on that side of the ball are McLaurin or Brian Robinson. I think you could look to Antonio Gibson maybe in his receptions, but I think Brian Robinson in his rush yards is a pretty safe bet. Let's take a look at Robinson, projected at 33.5. He has hit this in 3 of the last 5 games. If we take a look at the matchup for Brian Robinson, out of all of his lines, the only one coming in with some real value is the rush yards, over 33.5, minus 132 to the over, plus 100 to the under. That along with the 3 out of 5 in the last 5, I do like that. We can take a quick look at McLaurin and what the books are suggesting, because it is a little difficult to decipher his line if you want to take it or not. So Prizepicks has Terry McLaurin set to a 4 receptions. So the books have him at 4.5. He has hit this line in 4 of 5, and that has been 5-5, 6-6, and the one game he didn't hit was a 3. So they're suggesting plus money at over 4.5. So I don't know if that's going to equate to minus money at 4, or if they're just suggesting a push is the most likely outcome here. But if we look at his 51.5 receiving yards, we're seeing that at a minus 115 to both sides. So if we're seeing him even on 51.5 yards, or 50 yards we'll call it, I think it's going to take more than 4 receptions for McLaurin to get 50 yards. Or do you think he's going to do that in less than 4 receptions? McLaurin's possibilities for hitting a 50-yard play isn't out of question. So I do personally think yards is the look over the receptions, even though he does have a higher reception line than what Prizepicks is offering, where the yardage is the exact same. He has also hit this in 4 of the last 5 as well. So if you don't like the Robinson look, you could look to McLaurin. So those are the looks that I guess I'll give you today. 2 to each side. Stay to the lower side of bets on the volume today, guys. This is an ugly game. There's not much value on the board. Your money's better off spent a different day. With that being said, if you're tailing, I wish you the best of luck. Make sure to check out those links in the description once again for the Discord and the paid Patreon. Until the next one, guys, peace.